What if I told you that money doesn't just buy power, it creates it? And not for everyone equally. Most people believe money creation is neutral, technical, boring, something handled quietly by experts so the rest of us can live our lives. But here's the mystery: every time new money is created, someone gains power first, and someone else pays later without ever seeing a bill, no headlines, no vote, no announcement, just a slow, silent shift upward. So the question isn't whether money creation transfers power. The question is who benefits first and why does it keep happening? To answer that, we have to rewind far before inflation headlines, far before central banks, and far before most people ever questioned what money really is. For most of human history, money was simple: gold, silver, physical limits. If you wanted more, you had to dig it out of the ground. That limitation mattered, because whoever controls the creation of money controls who gets to act first, and acting first, in economics, is everything. As trade expanded and empires grew, rulers discovered something dangerous: they could spend beyond their means as long as they controlled the money. Coins were clipped, metals were diluted, paper claims replaced physical wealth. Each step seemed harmless, temporary, necessary, but a pattern emerged, and it always followed the same cause and effect path. Those closest to the source of new money gained power first, those farthest away paid last, and by the time the costs showed up, the damage was already done. The modern story begins with debt. Governments wanted to fight wars without raising taxes. Banks wanted profits without waiting for deposits, and the solution was elegant and dangerous. Instead of money representing value, money became a promise. Banks issued more claims than they had reserves. Governments borrowed against future productivity. Central authorities emerged to stabilize the system. This wasn't corruption at first, it was efficiency, but efficiency has consequences, because when money is created as debt, it enters the economy unevenly. It doesn't appear in everyone's wallet at once. It flows through specific channels: banks, financial markets, government spending, and whoever receives it first gets to spend it before prices adjust. That gap between creation and inflation is where power quietly moves. The 20th century changed everything. Central banks were no longer emergency tools, they became permanent managers of money. Gold limits were removed. Currencies became fully fiat, backed by trust, not restraint. Now money could be created infinitely, as long as confidence remained. And with every crisis, the same response repeated: one, recessions; create money; two, crashes; create money; three, pandemics; create money. Each time, the justification was stability, but stability for whom? Because newly created money doesn't go to workers first, it goes to institutions. Banks lend it, markets absorb it, assets inflate, stocks rise, real estate rises, ownership consolidates. Meanwhile, wages lag behind because wages adjust last. This isn't accidental, it's mechanical. Eventually, reality catches up, prices rise, savings lose purchasing power, debt grows faster than income, and people start asking questions. Why does everything cost more even when productivity improves? Why do asset owners get richer while workers fall behind? Why does debt never seem to shrink? Because the system doesn't reward contribution, it rewards proximity. The closer you are to money creation, the more control you gain over resources. The farther away you are, the more your purchasing power erodes. This is how power moves upward: quietly, legally, invisibly, not through theft, through timing. The fallout isn't dramatic. At first, it shows up as: 1. Shrinking middle classes; 2. Rising inequality; 3. Permanent debt cycles. For dependence on credit for survival, people work harder, yet fall further behind. And when frustration grows, the blame is redirected. It's globalization, it's technology, it's immigration, it's individual failure. Rarely is it traced back to the structure of money itself, because questioning money creation means questioning power. Governments try fixes: minimum wage increases, stimulus checks, debt forgiveness proposals. But here's the twist: most solutions use the same tool that caused the problem: more money creation, which temporarily relieves pressure, while deepening the long-term imbalance. It's like adding water to a leaking dam. The system survives, but the cracks widen. Today, the pattern is clearer than ever. Asset prices explode while real wages stagnate, debt reaches historic levels, central banks openly admit they can't stop printing without collapse, money creation has become the default response to every problem, and power continues drifting upward toward those who, one, own assets to control capital flows, three, access money early. This isn't conspiracy, it's structure. And structures don't need villains, they just need incentives. So why does this system persist? Because it works for those at the top, it postpones collapse, it funds governments, it stabilizes markets, and most people don't notice the transfer until it's too late. Money creation doesn't look like power, it looks like policy. Takeaway number one, money creation is never neutral, it always benefits someone first. Takeaway two, inflation is not the cause, it is the symptom of uneven money entry. Takeaway number three, power flows toward whoever controls timing, not effort. The real danger isn't inflation, it's normalization, when emergency measures become permanent, when debt becomes the only growth model, when money creation replaces productivity. The question isn't if the system changes, it's who absorbs the cost when it does. If this changed how you see money, power, or debt, share it with someone who still thinks inflation is just bad luck. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into systems that shape your life without asking permission, because the most powerful forces are rarely loud. They're quiet, they're technical, and they decide who moves first and who pays last.